So, good day everyone. I am Sal Murillo and we're back in the second installment of our lesson 6 called Application of Derivatives in Search Mathematics course. So, this part 2, I'll be tackling about one application of derivatives which is the local linear approximation. So, a linear approximation refers to the method of approximating a certain value using linear terms, which can be achieved by applying derivatives. So, literally, a-approximate tayo ng value ng isang situation gamit ang paglilinearize dito or linearization kung saan gamit ang linear functions na derived or differentiated doon sa ating given function sa mga problem, makukuha natin yung ating mga hinahanap. It is used for finding the most decent and closest estimates towards a certain value that could not be easily solved mentally. The formula, actually may formula to, unlike sa optimization, may specific formula ang local linear approximation. So parang ito yung mas technical side ng applications of derivatives. So may formula siya wherein L of x is equal to f of a plus f prime of a multiplied by the quantity x minus a, wherein x is the given value, L of x is the value needed to be found, or the y value of x. A is the number near to x that could give a decent estimate when substituted as part of the function. F of a is the y value of f of a, yung value niya, and f prime of a is the y value of the derivative of f of a. To visualize, L of x yung hinahanap natin na value, x yung given sa isang problem, a yung ginawa nating estimated value na like malapit sa x, and f of a yung value nung estimate after siyang applyan ng function. F prime of a yung value ng derivative kapag ang ginamit natin na value is a, and L of x yung hinahanap. To find the approximate value of a number using local linear approximation, here are the general steps. First, and bare minimum to sa ating mga math problems, analyze the problem and state the given values. If there are no given functions to linearize, set up the function based on the given values and the situation. So, halimbawa, meron ditong tanong na like, ang hinihingi is f of x is equal to the cube root of x. Find the local, find the linear approximation of the cube root of 8.01, parang ganun. May given sa function, so hindi naman natin na kailangan mag-set up ng equation. Pero ang sinabi lang sa given, approximate the value of 9.3 cube. Walang ibang function. So doon natin kailangan mag-set up. Take note of the formula. L of x is equal to f of a plus f prime of a multiplied by the quantity x of minus a, since that will be used later on. Tapos, ang susunod, find the f of a, and f prime of a values and substitute to the formula of linear approximation and find L of x using the terms that we found initially. Ito na, example. So, actually, kung mastered nyo na yung maghanap ng a, yung f of a, and yung pag-derive talaga mismo, medyo technical and madali na ang linear approximate natin ng isang number. So, number 1, use the linear approximation formula to find the approximate value of the cube root of 27.05. Round your answer daw to 4 decimal places. So, by inspection, the function to be used is f of x is equal to the cube root of x. Kasi ito, yan. By inspection daw, gawin natin x 27.05. So, ang function na magagamit natin is f of x is equal to the cube root of x. Since 27.5 is very close to 27, find the linear approximation of f of x at x is equal to 27. 27 yung ginamit natin na value kasi alam naman natin ang cube root na 27, and hindi naman na natin siya kailangan i-calculate ng complicated. Alam na natin ang cube root ng 27, which is 3. So, therefore, we can use 27 as the value of a, and f of a is equal to the cube root of 27 equals 3. So, yun na. Dito na tayo. Alam na natin yung a, alam na natin yung x. Mag-derive na tayo. So, the the derivative of f of x is equal to d is equal to, ayun, ito d over dx multiplied by the cube root of x. Apply natin yung power rule after natin ma-rewrite into x is equal x raised to 1/3. So ang magiging derivative na ng function is f prime of x is equal to 1/3 multiplied by x raised to 2/3. Yun na yun. F of a is equal to f prime of 27. Gamitin natin yung f of x, which is 1/3 x raised to 2/3. Gamitin muna natin yung x, i-equal muna natin sa 27. We'll now have 1/3 multiplied by 27 raised to 2/3, which will be equal to the f prime of a equals 1 over 27. Ito na, gamitin na natin yung formula sa taas. The linear approximation formula of f of x is equal to the linearization of x, which is equal to f of a plus f prime of a multiplied by the quantity x minus a. So, substitute na natin. A is equal to 3. A is equal to 27. And, yun, let's plug in values. By the way, f of a is equal to 3. Kaya yun, ito yung f of a, 3 siya. F prime of a, alam na natin yung f prime of a. Ano siya? 1 over 27. Ha? Meow! Ito. Tapos, and a is equal to 27. So, substitute na natin lahat. We have L of x is equal to 3 plus 1 over 27 multiplied by the quantity x minus 27. Gawin na natin siya by algebra. Ang mahahanap na natin is yung linear function, which is L of x is equal to 1 over 27 multiplied by x plus 2. Yun na yun, di ba? So, using this, the linear function na nakuha natin, we can now have the cube root of 27.05 is equal to the L of 27.05, which is equal to 1 over 27 multiplied by x. X is 27.05, so 1 over 27 multiplied by 27.05 plus 2, which will give us the approximate value 3.0019. So, the approximate value of the cube root of 27.05 is equal to 3.0019. So, yun na. Pwede tayong mag-graph para ma-verify natin kung nasa tamang landas ba tayo ng pag-solve. So, input ako ng value dito ng cube root of x, which is the red graph, and in-input ko yung linear function na na-derive natin, yung 3 plus 1 over 27 multiplied by x minus 27, yung violet na graph, violet na line. And nag-set din ako na like yung x daw is equal to 27. So we can see na sa yun na 3 is actually nakadikit siya sa red. And pero pag in-input natin yung violet, kapag nilagyan natin doon yung point of view ng 27, makikita natin na ang input niya sa graphing calculator, 3.002. Medyo close estimate na rin. So, ang goal pala ng linear approximation is hindi naman yung makuha natin yung exact. Okay lang kahit medyo naglihis tayo, basta tama yung ginawa natin na paraan through calculus and algebra. And yun. Next item, and actually the last dalawa lang na prepare kong example. So find the linear approximation of f of x is equal to the sine of x at x is equal to pi over 3, and use it to approximate the sine of 62. Pi yan actually hindi na input ng laptop ng slides, pero that is x is equal to pi over 3. So the function we have is f of x is equal to sine x, and x is equal to pi over 3. Take note ha, pi over 3 to. So since pi 3 rad is equal to 60, dito tayo pala nag-apply ng conversion between rad and degrees. So the pi over 3 rad is in degrees is equal to 60. So using the linear approximation at x equals pi over 3 seems reasonable if we use the value of 60. Saka malapit ang 60 sa 62, which is yung hinahanap natin. So, L of x is equal to f pi 3 plus pi over 3 plus f prime of pi over 3 may multiplied by the quantity x minus pi over 3. So nag-ano tayo agad. Pwede tayong i-substitute agad if alam na natin yung value ng a. Ang value ng a natin is pi over 3. Let's proceed to deriving sine of x. Ang derivative ng sine x is just cosine x. So, ang f of prime of x natin ay cosine x. So further applying, we have f pi of 3 is equal to the sin pi over 3, which is equal to square root of 3 over 2. Ano siya? Radians. And the f prime of pi over 3 is equal to the cosine of pi over 3, which is equal to 1/2 kapag in-input natin sa calculator or kapag alam na natin yung values ng trigonometric identities. So since f of a and f prime of a is now defined, the linear approximation of f at x is equal to pi over 3 is given by L of x is equal to the square root of 3 over 2 plus the quantity 1/2 multiplied by x minus pi over 3. Take note that in trigonometry, it is important to check if the values are in degrees or radians kasi ibang-iba sila sa pag-calculate. In this case, x is equal to 62 and it is in degrees kasi ano, walang parang pi over 180 ganun. So it is in degrees. Convert it first into radians since when solving with trigonometric functions, quantities should be in radians for consistency. Kasi mas madaling ma-quantify ang trigonometric calculations kapag in radians. So, So, 62 degrees is equal to 62 pi. Again, ulit yan na. 62 pi. Wait, edit ko lang ha. Teka lang. Ayan, nalagyan ko na ng pi. So, 62 degrees is equal to the 62 pi over 180 radians. Therefore, the sine of 62 is equal to f of 62 pi over 180 radians. So, hanapin natin yung function where x is equal to 62 pi over 180. So, yun na yun. Yun yung ating linearization. So, L of 62 pi over 180 is equal to the square root of 3 over 2 plus 1/2 the quantity 62 pi na naman 62 pi over 180 minus pi over 3 yun na yun. So L is equal to 62 pi over 180 is equal to the square root of 3 plus over 2 plus the quantity 1/2 multiplied by 62 pi over 180 minus pi 3. Ito to. May inalit lang ako kasi nakalimutan ko. So ayun. Yun. Yan. So, kapag ni-simplify na natin, magkakaroon tayo na the square root of 3 over 2 is equal plus 1/2 multiplied by 2 pi over 180, which will be simplified further into 1 pi over 180. So, kapag in-input natin siya sa calculator, ang mahanap natin yung value ng L of 62 pi over 180 is equal to 0.88348. Medyo maraming decimal places kasi medyo dikit ang values ng kada sine function. So, the approximate value of sine 62 is equal to 0.88348. Yan, yung graph ng sine x. Diba, medyo linear siya tingnan kasi actually, I input sine x pero ginawa ko siyang in radians. In degrees, I mean. In degrees. Kaya, malayo yung agwat ng mga wave yan. Pag zoom out mo yung function, yung graph, medyo malayo-layo ang wave, yung oscillating wave. Pero, sa malapit na view, mukha siyang linear, pero actually hindi siya linear. Ang gusto ko lang dito ipakita is, ang value ng 62 sa actual na sine x sa graph is equal actually sa 0.883. So, malapalapit tayo sa estimate. So, ganyan ang pag-estimate natin ng approximate value sa isang function using linear approximation. Take note lang na kapag trigonometry is maging particular tayo sa pag-convert sa degrees into radians or radians into degrees if kailangan. And take note lang tayo dun sa formula ha, yung f of L of s is equal to f of a plus f prime of a multiplied by x square root of a. So, yan yung main natin na kailangan sa local linear approximation. Ang main lang talaga dyan is yung formula. Hanapin natin yung f of x. I mean, yung f of a, yung derivative ng f of x, and larga na tayo sa pag-linearize. So, that's it for the part 2 of our discussion. Let's see each other for the last part of our installment, and we will tackle in that part is the application of derivatives through related rates. So I hope you have a great day ahead and see you in our next part.